David Weidner has a provocative piece out in MarketWatch today in which he claims that he knows who Warren Buffett is talking about as the successor, as the head of Berkshire Hathaway. And that person is, drumroll please, David Weidner. Yeah. I think it was very, it was very brave of you to come out and let the world know that Mr. Buffett was pointing the finger at you when he talked about the anonymous CEO.
Yeah, well, you know, I wasn't going to do your show because Warren and I don't do a lot of interviews unless Becky Quick is interviewing us. So, but you know, I think the letter to investors spelled it out pretty clearly that it was me. The board was enthusiastic, who would not raise an enthusiastic objection.
This is a tongue-in-cheek point. Oh, here was the letter. Here was the letter. Secrets wants to keep the choice anonymous. That would be Weidner. Board enthusiastic. We know great deal of exposure to the choice. You write about Warren Buffett all the time.
Well, I've been on Main Street several times.
You've been on my show. Managerial and human qualities. You have.
I've managed to get by my whole life.
I'm not really sure what it means. Not smart to have a crown. Oh, it's not a good idea to have an anointed one. That's what that last point means. I think
he's being a little more literal. I am not royalty.
You are not, but you are the dauphin, as they would say. Until
now.
You are the pretender to the throne, or maybe not the pretender, the inheritor.
And by the way,
throne.
I'm really looking forward to the living arrament. I haven't told my wife that Warren and I enjoy of having a woman at home and a wife on the coast.
You think that Warren Buffett is being a little too clever by half here. You think this whole idea of going around going, the board has identified somebody, but I can't tell you who it is. You think that's too clever?
It is, and you know, we're at another company. This might fly. It might just say to investors, "We have a succession plan. Don't worry." And you're like, "Well, you're a terrible CEO anyway, or you're mediocre. So who cares? I mean, it can't get much worse." Or, but I think in the case,
look, boy, there is a remarkable resemblance. You could be his lost son, in fact, Weidner.
Yeah, Well, you know, we have the same diet.
And Dairy Queen and Cherry Coke
live frugally. So you know, it's only natural. No, but seriously, you know, a company like Berkshire cannot hedge this or play games with the succession plan because. You know, it is a matter of constant debate, especially as Warren, who's 81 years old now, gets older and older.
He's no spring chicken.
He's no spring chicken. Look, he may live another 20 years, but that's not going to be the thing on an investor's mind. Every year that goes by, they're going to get more and more worried, and
let's recall,
and rightfully so, because they have not anointed.
Let's recall the incident that involved David Sokol. Was that
David Sokol?
David Sokol of Mid-American. I mean, that did not make Mr. Buffett look good.
Well, it showed that. It suggested to investors that maybe Buffett was out of touch. But secondly, Sokol was in this pool of people who they thought might take over the company.
In fact, many people thought he was the favorite.
That's
Him
right.
and Ajit Jain, I think, were the two that were regarded as the two front runners, correct?
And I'm sorry, Ajit. I mean, I do plan to keep you on at the company.
Yes, don't worry. You'll be well paid.
You'll be well paid, and you'll be right there. So anyway, but seriously, you know, when... This idea of keeping this a guessing game, investors were not fooled. The stock went down after this letter came out, and of course the succession news was the big news. Yeah. But there was no news.
Okay, I have one final question for you. Will you be moving to Omaha as part of the succession plan?
Absolutely. I got
to go.
I've got a permanent table at the top of the Woodman.